Hey guys, back to the Gypsy Leo. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey, back. Hey, back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gypsy Leo. Welcome back, welcome back. Hey, back. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you already know we have another episode of Gypsy's Revelations. And this is where God speaks to me the most, guys. If you're new here, welcome. I'm the Gypsy Leo. I focus on fitness, spirituality, and self-development, guys. If you're returning, welcome back, my Gypsy. I really did miss you. And you already know, guys, in Gypsy's Revelations, I'm usually on my way to work because this is when God speaks to me the most, is when I'm driving. So if you hear anything in the background, that's just me. Come along and how about you take that drive with me to work? And on our way to work, we're going to talk about vulnerability and how I even had this thought of like how vulnerability these days is like very rare to see. And the forms of vulnerability that we do see is usually people pandering for like pity, like, I didn't get to pay my bills on time, so can you give me some GoFundMe money? Like, they be pandering like vulnerability, shit like that. But like what I'm talking about is like true vulnerability, where when you are able to give your energy, like express some form of your energy that you feel uncomfortable with to the world. And the reason why I even had this damn thought is because my son sprained his ankle. So he's been dealing with a sprained ankle for the past few days, and he's been maneuvering through school with a sprained ankle, and it caused him a bit of concern because he hasn't been able to like keep up with the flow of the school because his ankle was injured, and for him, that causes him uncomfortability, which is a form of vulnerability. When we feel uncomfortable with ourselves in public, it's a form of a vulnerability that we have that makes us feel that way. Like, it makes you feel like you are lacking in some degree, if you understand where I'm going. So this is what made me go down this rabbit hole of vulnerability, because it's like, damn, we really do live in a society where we're taught vulnerability is a weakness. We're taught the things that make us uncomfortable makes us weak. And in all actuality, it just makes us uniquely us. Some of the shit that makes me uncomfortable perhaps might not make you uncomfortable. And you may look at me like, damn, well, that shit don't make me uncomfortable at all. So if we were able to express our vulnerabilities, express our uncomfortabilities more openly into the world and not have it seen as a weakness, we would then be able to learn from each other, and no one would have that energy of feeling vulnerable, because it would just be like a natural flow of the world. If y'all understand where I'm going, like, my child wouldn't have to go to a school where he feels uncomfortable to be walking a little slower because of an injury to his foot. We wouldn't live in a society where that's a thing. We would live in a society where the adults and the children are interacting around him would be understanding and willing to adjust their energy for his injury, if that makes sense. Like, but instead we live in a society where motherfuckers, you see that as a goddamn weakness. So maybe a kid might pick on you, or just like things like that is what I'm saying, y'all. Like, where we live in a society where vulnerabilities are seen as a weakness, and it makes it so hard to build connections in a sense, because how the fuck are you building anything with anybody if you don't even have the ability to be vulnerable with them at all? And the things that you may portray as a vulnerability to gain closeness to someone usually become harder than actually just being vulnerable, because then you have to pretend to be some shit you're not, and you can only do that shit for so long, which is why a lot of our relationships are in the state that they're in currently. But I don't even want to go on that tangent. Nonetheless, as God's chosen, we're here to walk a different path, and we're here to walk a divinely guided path. And on that divinely guided path, we have awareness, and we have the ability to be vulnerable. We have the ability to show people that, hey, listen, this is how I feel about this. And if you see it in any type of way, then you can see it in that way, and I'm going to continue to see it the way that I want to see it. And if that may make you view me as a weaker version, a weaker spirit, or what have you, then so be it. As God's chosen, we have to be vulnerable, actually. So, loosen yourself up, guys. It's okay to show your vulnerabilities. It's okay to actually encourage another person's vulnerabilities, because people show their vulnerabilities even if they don't realize they are. But it just depends on the type of spirit that you have within you, whether you'll uplift, encourage, motivate that spirit, or if you would target them and label them as weak. Nonetheless, thank you so much for tuning